G'day, Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Welcome to another video, and welcome to another AFC North Rundown. It is now week 15 in the NFL season. The Pittsburgh Steelers are 7-6. Here we are doing consecutive 15 weeks of actually, streaming, talking about the Steelers, making little mini videos. Thank you for everyone who saw the video yesterday. That was cool. That was really fun to make. While I do have very limited resources like using PowerPoint, Windows editor, I'm trying to get ideas out there and just trying to see what, sticks and what's going to land. But basically, the content is the Steelers, and we need to talk about them. And what better kind of week than talking about the AFC North right now? We are 3 games away. We are 3 games away from being a champion. Who's going to be a champion? Honestly, it can be any one of them. As much as I want to say it could be the Steelers, we have a chance if we go and win the next 3. A few dominoes can fall. We'll talk about that. But the Ravens can win it. The Cleveland Browns can still win it somehow. They lost, yesterday by a field goal. The Bengals can win it. They might most likely have probably the best chance to win it. But this AFC North right now for the division lead and for the home field advantage and to get into the playoffs, there might only be 1 team or 2 teams that go to the playoffs from this division, as we'll go through as well, because a lot of these teams like Denver, the Denver Raiders, the Dolphins, they're all fighting for that 7th spot, and the Bills are trying to keep that spot with 8 wins. So the best chance to get into the playoffs might just be to win the division. And as the Steelers are half a game behind, we're on 7 wins. The leader's on 6. So let's go into it. Let's run down. Let's do the AFC rundown. Okay, the AFC North rundown. Week 16. We had 3 games to go, which is crazy. It's very crazy in this NFL. As much as it's been a fun season watching our Pittsburgh Steelers, it can all come to an end in 3 losses, or we can make the playoffs and we can, hopefully we can do the best we can. We've got to enjoy this time, these last 3 games. We have the Chiefs, the Browns, and the Ravens. 3 massive games. But let's start with what happened this week. A lot of stuff to do with COVID too, moving games around. That kind of sucked. And hopefully it doesn't move around our Chiefs games. I don't want to see that. All right. We've got to start with this is funny to me. And like I keep saying, in the AFC North, I do hate these teams a lot. As much as I talked about, liking the fans and, you get around your community and stuff like that. At the end of the day, I can't stand the Bengals. I just hate their organization, I don't like their colors. I don't like the way they do things. But that's our rival. But I wanted to bring up this. I found these 2 posts on the Facebook, the Bengals Facebook. How cheesy is it? This is more cheesy than me making a PowerPoint presentation. You got the Bengals score there. You probably can't even see that score. The Bengals beat the Broncos 15-10, and you have the white tiger, the white Bengal with the eyes, the glowing orange eyes. That's terrible social media marketing. That's stupid. And then you also have the victory, because you know how they say the victory, who day gonna beat them Bengals? That nonsense. So it's Victory Monday. That's dumb too. I'm not even going to talk about the game. I just think those 2 social media things are dumb. The Bengal with the white stripe, nothing to do with football. This stupid marketing. You can't even see the score on their Facebook page. And Victory Monday or Monday. Don't like it. Next. Packers win against the Ravens. The Ravens come back. This is a pretty fun game to watch too. I think the Packers had about a 14-point lead, and the Ravens come back again trying to win. However, they go into, for some reason, and they've done it twice now, once against us, they go for a 2-point conversion, which now they're 0-2 in critical situations. They should have went to overtime, and they did it again. I think Huntley got driven out to the right-hand side on a bootleg kind of pass. He threw it into the end zone, I'm pretty sure. I can't remember. And then it was incomplete and done. So now they lose again. Ravens have now lost, I think, 3 in a row. I'm pretty sure. 3 in a row? Yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah, but yet again, Coach Harbaugh, a lot of Raven fans are calling for his job because similar to us with Mike Tomlin, why don't you just go to overtime? Go to overtime. Don't be a hero. Don't be a hero. Try to win 32-31. Don't be a hero. Try to win against us 21 19 or 20 or whatever it was. Don't be a hero. Go to overtime. Silly. Or they won. Yeah, they wanted to win 21-20 and we won 2019. Yeah, don't be a hero. That's my take from that. As you can see, also, Pittsburgh Steelers won this week. TJ Watt, I wanted to, we've talked a bit about the game, what happened. The offense played pretty poorly, didn't put too many yards up. The defense really showed up in this game. They really did. The defense showed up in this game big time. Taco Charlton got the pass deflection. Joe Sherbert got the pick. TJ Watt got he got 2 sacks in this game or 1.5. Cameron Hayward got a sack as well. Big Ben got a rushing touchdown. Big Ben also passes fifth most in passing yards in history, which is fantastic. Presley Harvin didn't do too well with the punting game. There are things of that nature happening. Overall, I think it was a good Steeler victory because I think we got the turnovers. The Titans turned the ball over 10 times. 10 times? I'm losing my head. It felt like that. 4 times in 10 plays. Or 3 times in 10 plays. Pittsburgh showed up with their defense. Joe Hayden, we talked about that spot yesterday too. Thank you for that video. Joe Hayden made the tackle. Look, they're trending in the right direction. And we'll talk about that in the preview. But they're trending in the right direction. Okay. This is a crazy game. This was a crazy game. Daniel Carlson had the game winner here. He was 3 for 3 on field goals, 10 points, but very funny game. The whole game that with Nick Mullins at quarterback for the Browns. I think the score was 13-0, I believe, for the Raiders, and the Raiders came back. Browns came back 13-7, and then eventually the Browns came back 14-7 with Nick Chubb with a running touchdown. And I was like, it'd been 2 hours into the stream or into the game. And I was like, the Raiders should have had this game well done and dusted. They should have had possession, had time of possession, had everything going for them. Couldn't finish the game. They couldn't put up 21 points or get to 22 points or whatever to ice it and just finish it. So what happened was the Raiders went down 14-13. Derek Carr then had like a 4-minute drive or a 2-minute drive. I think it was around that 3-minute drive. Went down to try and get the game back. He throws a bomb to no one. No one's in the vicinity of the play. It gets picked off. Then the Browns end up going, I think, like 3 and out, or the Raiders get the ball back. Once the Raiders get the ball back, they run down the field with some really good plays, actually. And they set up Daniel Carlson for the game winner. As the game winner is going through the post, the Browns interim coach at the time, because the other bloke's out with the COVID, he calls timeout. The Raiders field goal goes through the uprights. And then the other bloke called the timeout and said, nah, mate, keep going. So they did it again, and he kicked the 48-yard field goal to win. Crazy. It was a crazy last 2 minutes. It was such a weird game. It was such a slow game where it was, 13-0, and then next minute, third quarter was 13-7 and fought, and the Browns were on top, and then the heartbreak of the Browns are now sitting at 7-7. So that was a weird game. All right, we're gonna look at the standings, and I made a few blunders. I uploaded this to this page before the Browns had finished. So the Cincinnati Bengals are 8-6, Ravens are 8-6, Browns are 7-7. And then what is factual? They are losers. They're it says right down there. I didn't put that in there. That was already on the NFL site. It says they're losers. And the Pittsburgh Steelers are 7-6-1. So really close division. Far out. It's going to be nuts. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be a crazy last few weeks. Any single one of these teams can win the division, and any other 3 teams can miss the playoffs. I still think the Ravens will miss the playoffs. And I think the Browns will as well, but we'll go through the games. Okay. Well, before we go through the games, let's look at the AFC playoff race. So you have the Chiefs at 10-4. They're fighting for the number 1 seed, and we verse the Chiefs this week. So let's see what happens. Second team is AFC East, is the Patriots. They fall last week, but they still got a chance. They verse the Buffalo Bills next week, and they're fighting for the division. If they beat the Buffalo Bills, they win that division, hands down. Tennessee Titans are leading their division, and they have 2 games, or they have the split on the Colts. So no matter what record they lead on, both teams could end on 11 wins, or 11 wins, and the Tennessee Titans win that division because the Colts, I think they're on 8-6. If the Colts win out 3 games and Tennessee Titans wins at least 2, they win no matter what because they can't split. The Tennessee Titans have beat the Colts twice. Automatically, the head-to-head goes to Tennessee. Now, what's interesting is the AFC North. The Bengals here are 8-6. Now, with yesterday's game with the Browns, if the Browns won that game, they would be 8-6, and they would be the winner. They would be, at the moment, the AFC North champ. So we are, I don't know if we're all competitive or if we're all just equally as bad. 8-6 ain't going to win it. I think 10 games or 11 games, the Bengals right now could run out the next 3, win the next 3, go 11-6 and win the division. They could also lose 2 out of 3 and give some other teams a chance. Okay, the wild cards is one that's going to be very hard for any AFC North team to get into the playoffs. We have to go through the division, I think. Every single seed now is 8-6. Colts, Chargers, and Bills. Every single one are fighting for their lives to stay in the playoffs. So, are we going to catch up to that? Maybe not. So we're further back. We're 2 games back from the 7th seed, but we're only half a game back from the actual division, which is crazy. It's a bit like the NFC East. Yeah, okay, next. Let's look into some of these games. All right. NFL Week 16, 3 games to go. Now, I did say on record about 1 million times I thought that the Baltimore Ravens were going to lose 0-4. I still think that. I still think they're going to lose every single game. However, for the best chance for us, for the Pittsburgh Steelers to win this division and have a chance at the playoffs and have a chance in the dance, is we kind of need the Ravens to win, because we need the Ravens to win this game to level it out, and they become 9-6. No, I think the Rams will run over them in 2 weeks' time, and then it can either be if the Ravens win this game and the Steelers win the next 2. It's Steelers versus Ravens for the division in M&T Bank Stadium. That's one scenario. The other scenario, which I think logically, the Bengals are going to win this game. Okay, Bengals win this game at home, and they sit at 9-6, and then they have 2 games coming up, versing the same opponents as us. They verse the Chiefs and Browns, but in different order. So if they beat the Ravens, right? Do the Chiefs then go and beat the Bengals, or have the Chiefs beaten us and they have a number 1 seed tied up and don't care about the Bengals game as much? Or do they need to beat the Bengals to secure that number 1 seed? You know what I'm saying? Either way you slice it, it's going to be a very interesting week. I kind of tend to lean more. I lean more to let the Ravens win, and if we win out the next 3 games, then we control our own fate. We control our own fate in the destiny of the AFC North and the division. If the Bengals win, we need the Chiefs or the Browns to beat them once at least, to have a chance. If the Chiefs or the Browns beat them once and we win all 3 in a row, then we win the division. You know what I'm saying? So my heart says let the Ravens win so we can just win out every single game and win it. Because we would have the best record out of everyone. If the Bengals win, then we need help from another team. Okay? But we need help from a lot of teams anyway. But pretty much, if the Bengals win this game, they are sitting in the driver's seat. They are cruising down the freeway saying, hey, it's my division, come take it. Well, they can't lose it, right? But either way, I think the Ravens miss the playoffs. I got a feeling that the Rams are going to smash them. I really do, depending if Lamar Jackson comes back. So, yeah, this is a game to watch for sure. Whoever wins this one may have the best chance to win the division. However, at the same time, if the Ravens win it, I still don't think they're a good side. I don't think they're a good side. Next. This one is an automatic W. Give it to the Packers, mate. I'm sorry, Browns. I think your season's done. You know, a lot of fans say that the Pittsburgh Steelers season is done. You know, look, the Packers are 11-3. They've already won the division. Hopefully, they can still be competitive to remain the number one seed. And no doubt they will, because you're not going to take the foot off the gas already. There's still 3 games to go. You want to be competitive and still fight for a chance to win. You don't want to just go out and lose 3 games because you won the division. You don't do that. That's silly. That's silly coaching. That's silly football. This is on Christmas Day. I'll be streaming this game. It's Cleveland Browns 7-7 versus the Packers 11-3. If the Browns lose this game, which I think they will, I think they'll get toasted. I got a feeling they'll get toasted on Christmas Day. They'll fall to 7-8, and I think the season's over. I think the season's done. So then they'll be versing the Steelers next week, the week after, and then they'll be versing the Bengals. So yeah, I think the Packers win this one. Just to improve their record to 12-3, so they make sure they get the number one seed and have the bye off. You're better off going out and playing 2 or 3 more weeks as hard as you can, and then get the week off to rest. You know, just because you won the division, you don't let up. All right, next game, the big game, because there's only, you know, Bengals versus Ravens are fighting each other. So you have the Steelers versus the Chiefs. Now, I did say last week that with the Tennessee Titans, I didn't know what to expect. What we did see with the Steelers, though, was the same run defense and the same average play on offense. We can't possess the ball. We go backwards on downs. We go second and 11, second and 12s. We have really funny play calling, but the only thing that kept us in the game was our defense last week. 3 or 4 sacks, turnovers. Like I said, 3 turnovers in 10 plays. Tennessee Titans threw the game away. We couldn't convert those turnovers into actual touchdowns. Chris Boswell scored 12 points for us. That was fantastic, or 13, including the extra point. So every turnover we got with the versus Tennessee Titans came in with a field goal. And we talked about Boswell too. Boswell's amazing. So this game, now I want to say this one thing about this game, and I'll come back to the main screen to do my last rant on it. The Chiefs have now a lot of COVID injuries or COVID problems with the league, and there's going to be a few missing players like Tyreek Hill, Kelsey, and some other fellas, and there's apparently meant to be a spread or whatever. It better not change. If it changes, like, honestly, if it changes and gets pushed back a day or 2, I'm so done. But we'll get into that in a minute. Basically, I think the prediction is, I think you've got to ride the season out. I did say I didn't know what to expect with the Titans game. The fact that the Steelers won has got me more pumped up and ready for this game. We've won twice. We've beaten KC twice in Arrowhead Stadium. We're used to going there. Even the players who are rookies haven't been there yet. The organization is used to going there. Yes, we're versing a high-powered Mahomes team in the offense and stuff like that. But the defense is starting to click. Joe Hayden has brought us a fire back in this team. You got Tycho Charlton with a pass deflection. You had, Joe Schobert. Devin Bush, who played really well last week. I think this defense is going to start to get around today. Because last week we had, 13 points is fantastic. We've been giving away so many points. So many points on the defense and the running. Just tighten a few things up, play some player football, and then pretty much see what happens. All right, let's go back to the main screen. So let me end it on this. The AFC North is so tight right now. It is so crazy. We're half a game away from the first one. Any team can win it. any team can win it, which is weird, right? Any team can go out and win the next 3 games. But I don't think the Browns will. I think the Browns get done this week. And it's really going to be up to, I think, the Steelers and Bengals. If the Steelers can win this Chief game, we have probably the best chance. Because if we win this Chief game, go in their house, beat the number 1 seed, play some good defense like I saw the other day, tighten up the run game, get some things going, then you've got a home game versus the Browns to even extend that lead even more for the AFC North. And you have the last game versus the Ravens to win the AFC North. So depending on how it all goes, like I said, if the Ravens win that game versus the Bengals, then we'll probably have a last week chance to win versus the AFC North versus the Ravens if we get that 5, if we win two in a row. If the Bengals win, then we've got to see the Chiefs go and beat them straight away. So then they can't have no chance. You know what I'm saying? It's very crazy. It's a crazy, crazy AFC North. It's fun. It's fun too. It's really fun to see it. I want to end on this. I want to end on this point. With the AFC North and the game's been so tight, if they cancel this game, like they did it last year, the Steelers versus Ravens, they stuffed us up. They really, they fucked us around. Pushed the game back 7 days. I don't care who plays on the Chiefs because they set an example last year with the Denver Bronco team played without a quarterback. They played the COVID game without a quarterback. They had 3 quarterbacks sit out and they used a receiver. So I don't care if you haven't got a quarterback, your best player Kelsey, or your other best player Tyreek Hill. I'm not making it political about COVID and this kind of stuff. There's too much going on in the world with that. What I'm saying is these are the cards you're dealt. If the NFL is going to rule this way and say you can't play, just play the damn game. No matter what, play the game. I'm sorry, you can't hold out your players, and I would be the same if we had no Big Ben or whatever. Just play the game. You know why you want to play the game? Because actually on that day, I'm pretty busy that day. I'll be streaming in the morning, and then I have like my friends coming over for a party, and people have stuff to do. Like the fans who watch the NFL, they've already organized tickets to go to the game. They've organized parties to go to the game to someone's house. They've organized to be somewhere, to go to a pub, to go on a first date, to go anywhere to watch the game. You can't keep moving it. When you change that game, you move people's plans all around the world. Last year, when all this stuff happened, there was an outbreak in Sydney and there was a lockdown. And I was preparing to have a meetup for the Steelers versus Ravens. It got moved anyway. But if there's not, there could be someone in Australia, in Queensland, might go to a friend's house to watch the game on that day, and they're not working. If you're not working, you want to see that game. That's what I'm saying. It's bullshit if they go and move it because you move everyone else's plans. You've got a game. I'm filming it on a Wednesday, which is your Tuesday, right? There's a game in 10 minutes, and there's 2 games being played at the same time. Washington versus Eagles and Seahawks versus Rams. Because you messed it up. Stop moving the games around. I don't care who can play it. I don't care who puts a jersey on. You want to do a markability to the best player. Because you better believe if Mahomes can't play, if Mahomes gets this thing and he gets out, they'll move it. They'll move it until he can play. They did it with Lamar Jackson last year. He got the old CV19. And then next minute, they moved it. It's becoming a joke. The NFL is becoming a joke on these things, and it is all to do with money. And as much as we love and support the NFL and the franchises, moving games like this is a joke. Because for one Australian in Australia, I already have my day planned. I'm going to wake up, have a good breakfast, get on the stream at 8 o'clock, say hello to everyone in the chat, have a good time, see my team win or lose, have the best time I can, and then come after that, about 11:30 or 11, going to go down the road, get a carton of beer. I'm going to my mates are going to come over for a barbecue or some food and drink some schooners. And then the day is going to go on. If you don't do that and you move it to the next day, I'm going to be hungover as buggery to watch the game. And there's more examples than just me being hungover. There's people's families who are going to, they might be going to KC for the weekend. And they've got to work Monday or they've got to work Tuesday. And you want to move it? It's crap. It's overall crap. I don't see any positive how you can keep moving it back. It's a disadvantage as well for the team. Now, it hasn't moved yet, but I'm saying if it does, it's a disadvantage for the team, for the away team to come in. They need to have to wait longer. It's an advantage for the home team. They won't care. How will they care? They practice as normal. They get their players back. It's a disadvantage to the Steelers, and they did it to us with the Tennessee Titan game last year, and they moved our bye, and they did it to us as well with the Raven game. We end up going 11-0, but we end up falling as well. So what I'm saying is it's just overall crap if they do move it, and they've moved it already. So you better stick by your rules that you said you weren't going to move one game. And as soon as all the star players get to fall off and it starts, spreading and whatnot. So I'm not saying it's like, look, people get this virus and stuff, right? You all get it. Fair enough. Whatever. I'm not saying that. I don't care if 30 people on that team get it. Wish them luck, wish them health. Let them get healthy. Good. What I'm saying is the other 45 to 50 people should play. I don't care. Who's the other guy playing today for the Washington football team? Garrett Gilbert from he was from was it the Alliance Football League or the other one they had? He was I can't remember, from the XFL. I don't know. He was from the other league that happened last year, right? So he's starting. So yeah, I wish everyone health and luck to get over this stuff. I actually wish this whole stuff to be over with in general. Aren't we all? We're all sick of it. I know we're all sick of it. It's not just an NFL thing. It's not news to me anymore. I just want to watch the game. I want to watch my players play. I want to wish them health and good vibes and well-being to be the best they can and get on with it. Just turn the game on and see who wins. That's what I want to see. But there's so much like, political stuff to do with the NFL now. It's crazy. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. It's not like the old days where you just turn it on, you had fun, and you saw someone knock their head off. There's so much to it. So yeah, give me a shout out to Roger Goodell. Don't move the game. I don't care if it's half an hour or a day or 2 days. Don't do it because you're going to mess up people's plans. All around the world, you're going to mess up people's plans. No matter what, if you're having a Christmas extended lunch or like dinner or like weekend or whatever, friends and family coming down for the week and they can't stay until Tuesday, and you wanted to watch the game with your family members and they got to go away that day. It messes everything up. It messes the fans going to their first game in Arrowhead Stadium, which I would like to go to. As one of the fans here, Travis is a big fan, right? Arrowhead Stadium would be that'd be a fantastic stadium to go to for a Chiefs game. So imagine if I was on holiday, well, I can't go over there, but imagine if you're on holiday from like Pittsburgh, and you've only got days from Friday to Sunday, go back Monday, and you've already bought your tickets from the airline, right? You got to change everything. So it doesn't just affect the players to make sure that you get the players back. You're affecting your fan base, that everyone travels around to go see your games. So remember that when the players get, they're sick, but it's not their fault. When I'm saying that, just play whoever turns up. I wouldn't care if if there was a rule that some of the coaches had to play, or if there was a rule that there was nobody on defense, but the offense had to play both sides of the football. Just do it. Just play, because people are coming out of town to go to Arrowhead in Kansas City for the weekend, and they can't stay. They can't stay there till Tuesday, till Wednesday, no matter how far you push it back, if it gets pushed back. That's my point. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for watching and listening to the AFC North Rundown. I hope I made my point pretty clear. It just annoys me with this kind of NFL stuff. Just play the damn game, no matter what. So, yeah, thank you for everyone for listening to AFC North Rundown. It's such a fun time as always. All right, as we always say, here we go, Steelers. Here we go. And here we go, 4 in a row, 3 to go. All right, here we go, Steelers. Here we go.